Hi, this is part 2 of the last statement. So, I am not here for the twosome family necessarily, but the human family. The individual family is in jeopardy today, but it is not necessarily all bad. There are so many stresses put upon survival in the family today. Times are changing so fast, and people are changing so fast that they can grow apart. Love is great. Commitment is great. The spiritual connection of spirits is due in large part to strong bonds previously set between them. But the legal marriage of today is a disaster so often now. So many people are growing apart in their relationships. The marriage family of yesterday may not be the typical parent-child relationship of the future. Already statistics are bearing this out. Caring for each other is the highest temperament, and not surprisingly has been absent in many modern marriages that have gone apart. Reapplying our essential individual human values will strengthen the unity and family, whichever direction you choose to participate in life. There are so many potential choices in life experience of how to live. All of the variety of conventions of living might be the right interaction for you. Diversity is abundant and is good for God's plan. Man's inhumanity to man is fundamentally the core of conflict. Most of the 1%ers of this world will become the future ghost of outer darkness. What is needed is an individual humankind awakening, an earthly human spring, when everyone rolled over chooses to get rid of the wrong and replace with what is humanly right. I am just doing my job is the mantra of harm and evil. There is no excuse written in one's book of life for your actions and inactions when you are aware. Now is the time and the only time. It starts with you by not following any organization that is telling you what to do, or threatening you, or doing anything to threaten your self-direction, to lessen you. The Nobel Prize recipient who said there is no freedom to think in the United States has become more and more correct in this observation. This fits nearly the entire world of governments, organizations, where a few in organizational power are trying to corral the herd in the way of their choosing. I'm here to make you aware of the principalities and the powers working against divine human progress, so you have the capability to make choices for yourself and your fellow man in society. And you do this by taking part. These detrimental powers on Earth have taken human form in many cases, and you need to be aware of them to bypass them or directly confront them and say no, say yes to a better way. You can see this in modern day politics. The U.S. White House should be called the Ego House. Confront and avoid the culture of captivity and manipulation. Everything becomes the same thing with human and spiritual experience. Psychology, philosophy, religion all become the same, like math. All become one, and yet they're still free. When one becomes in God's service knowingly after several lives or eons, book-bound intellect gives way to knowledge, and with experience becomes everlasting wisdom. Everything I've said fits into some or one of these things I'm mentioning now. One could make a religion out of anything, someone says. But as soon as you start defining religion, you form a box out of totality, which starts to leave something out. As soon as you make the box, there can be a problem. The box is dead and you are the living. You are the tree of life. As soon as the greats found this, they would become silent or become as fools, which is to say they would do nothing or do almost anything, as long as it did not dispossess totality and origin. I was given a mudra to bring to this earth for this time. This is a historical practice known in Hinduism and Buddhism traditions. Now I'll just show you the mudra, which is this, if you can see it, if I'm in the camera, like that. The thumb represents your grandparents, you might say, your history, all that has come before you, your base, your foundation. The fifth finger, the little finger, the hope for the future. The taller middle finger, the expressive or male type of energy and being in this world, and the ring finger, the female or receptive type of energy. But more importantly, together overlapping, they are showing sharing. The index finger in this mudra is bent, and this is for this time particularly. The index finger is the power finger, the self finger, and it being bent indicates the sacrifice that is sometimes needed in this world. This is the meaning of the mudra shown that I have brought. It is needed now. It is the sacrifice of the intellect and ego and herself to feel, and of thinking to think of others simultaneously. Arrogance of this earth must be done away with in all people. Government must serve society instead of dictating to it, controlling it, and wrongly making society serve the government in reverse. Powers have tried to take over government with use of your funds and manpower, creating public debt for the benefit of a few rich and, frankly, often demonically connected. We all must put a stop to this now and for good. As I have said, you can't compete with anyone you truly love. The unknowns now will become the known later. I have overcome everything, and you will too.